Ready, go!
Alright. Just wasted a ton of time and actually, okay, you guys at Spark, this is so weird. I got my regular offer at 14 after. I declined the first one because it was 11 something dollars for like 12 miles. And then, while I'm in the store talking to my friends, they canceled the trip. They sent a thing that said, your trip is at risk of being late. It's going to be canceled. Then I get out to the car and it was gone. The trip was gone off my screen. More than this one that I just accepted. So I just accepted another one. And it says the same thing right off the bat. If you don't start your trip soon, it's going to get canceled. What is that about? It's because I sat here so long at this construction. I've actually never had that happen though. Any order that comes, it's not even 8:45. It was, I guess it was an ASAP that came through. It must have been. I don't know what's going on down there, but that was kind of bull crap. So I lost a $20 order going basically almost as far as what I'm going now for 17 something. And that pisses me off. What the hell, Spark? You know, Walmart posted that they had all these losses of earnings and stuff, and the way that they run this delivery is dumb. So I'm trying this new drink now. Kind of. These new ones that came out. Let me see if I can do this without crashing. Rockstar Juiced. It's got a crap more. I don't give. Okay, so the other one that I had said it actually had juice in it. This one doesn't. 170 milligrams of caffeine, which is more than the other one. Oh, 8% juice. They get to call it juiced if it's what? More than 5. I thought there was some law about 8%. I mean 10% juiced or something. I don't know. About 95% of the orders that I get are to Central Point. I'm not really sure why. That's the way this store is set up. I mean, I can take some that are like right here too. These are my favorite ones. Usually once a day I get something where I'm just dropping off right here next to my house, close to Walmart for $20. Why are all the orders being pushed all of a sudden as ASAP? Better hurry up or you're going to get canceled. So this is also going to go against my on-time arrival. But that's usually right around 100% anyways. So what's interesting is it usually drops it by 2% every time that you're late. So you're not getting a 99%, you get a 98%. When I accepted that first order for 20, there was like a whole ton of orders that have popped up all at once. So they must be having some sort of issue. This is usually a area where only the first orders that drop right after 7 in the morning are the only ones that I can afford to be picky and choosy about, because that's when they have the most orders coming up. Because otherwise, this is pretty much a 1 order an hour zone. There's 2 stores in this zone, the north and the south. And we used to have 3 stores. There was one all the way out to Eagle Point, which is like a 15-mile drive from this Walmart. Takes about as long to drive over there. But they gave it its own zone, so it's its only store in that zone, and they just do whatever they want, whenever they want. You pick up one order, you basically have to call every time that you go because you don't know if they're going to actually bring it out to you or not. A lot of times, if they're behind, busy, short-staffed, they'll just make you come in and get it. And then they never bag anything. They throw a pile of bags in the bins and bring everything out loose, and you have to bag it up with the loader as you load it up. Just spilled my drink. Because Subaru has this is the stupidest place to put a freaking cup holder, is right in front of your dash. So your drink is in the way of everything. It's also right where your heater will blow on it. If you're drinking a cold drink in the winter, like me, I don't drink hot drinks. And it is also where every time you brake or put on the gas, it flops around and spills all over your stereo, your climate control, and even the cigarette lighters down there. It's just asinine. I don't have a lot of love for Subaru. I know that they have this huge cult following and people just think that they're the best, and I just think that I was a mechanic. I inspected, ASE certified technician, and I inspected tons of cars in this valley for resale. That was one of my favorite things to do. If there's something wrong with the car, I could find it. But this is one of the worst cars that I've ever seen the condition of. The only thing that it's got going for it is a decent, clean interior and paint. Even the paint on the hood, it looks like somebody had a bra on it or something. Because of that very distinct cracking pattern of the paint on the front hood. The guy that, since I did inspections, I know that you're not supposed to sell a car with safety issues or check engine light, and they did both. Even the seatbelt is cut. I had left them a scathing Google review with everything itemized that was wrong with the car and noting that they weren't supposed to sell it that way. It's literally the guy was just like, you know, you have to replace the head gasket, so this car's being sold as is. It needs repair, a head gasket. We just replaced the axle. Shut up. So I'm afraid that I'm going to need a bearing on this side because they ran it down so hard. So I'm back at the Spark for my order that's at risk of being canceled because it's late, but not my fault. I love my Spark loaders. I wish I was rich so I could tip them. Or bring them food and treats and stuff. I just finished up my 2 Spark orders, and at the first one I took a picture of the bush, but I'm wondering if anybody could tell me what those flowers are. And of course I picked one too. Don't think I've ever seen a bush like that before. So there was another flower that I saw on the first delivery that I should have taken a picture of. It looked like some crazy type of like thistle / succulent. Never seen one of those either. Should have taken a picture and asked you guys. My YouTubers. Oh, green arrow. Now yellow. So I told the Spark loader what happened with that. I accepted my order, and then it said it was at risk of being canceled, and then it took it away from me, and I had to accept another one. And she said that they did starting to become almost a daily thing. It's super frustrating. Like, if you're employing people, stop freaking messing with their paychecks. Because if I take a planned day off in hopes that the rest of the week is going to go normal, like a normal job should be, I should be able to expect, and then something goes wrong with their system, I could lose a whole day's worth of money. In fact, lose a lot of money if I have to drive all the way down there and get trips canceled on me. Or hold on to trips, get ready to leave, have it canceled on me, and then lose the whole hour of work. People make a big deal out of getting up and going to work every day, but it's not that simple. Convinced there's no such thing as a drama-free work zone, even when you're a gig driver. So I should be getting another order right now, and I'm not. I need to check and make sure that I have my Spark turned on past 9:30. Yes, I did have an order sitting there waiting. It didn't give me any notification because I'm recording, I guess is why. Now at least I have time to go home, unless it wants to say that I'm going to be canceled if I don't start again, in which case I'll say that I'm starting the trip, but I won't really start it. I'm on to you, Spock. So hungry. I really wanted biscuits and gravy from the store I go to, but so one of the things that I had talked to my friend at the store about, and the owner is usually there all the time, it's one of those neighbor corner markets. And there's a guy who I told him I was probably going to stop coming in on Sunday nights because these two guys that are working there, and unfortunately one of them is one of the girls that I really like there. It's her son, and it's his first job, and he does not have it down yet. So they're like, it's his first job, just be patient with him. He's joking with people that he's not even on joking terms with, and I think he's also, I can tell, he's probably had a awkward social life. So that doesn't bother me. But he just gave me crap one day because he was trying to get a burrito out of the deli case when I was trying to check out. And he was just like, so you're going to interrupt my getting a burrito? Just kind of thinking to myself, like, no, go ahead. Not in a hurry, but still at the same time, you can't, I don't know, it was the very first interaction that I ever had with him, the very first time that he ever spoke to me, and he's just like, dude, you're gonna interrupt my burrito time? And then the other guy that works there, he constantly, so I'm on food stamps, don't get much, but I am on food stamps, and I work all the freaking time, so don't even go there with that crap. And the guy always announces because if you pay with food stamps, they have to hit a certain button on the register, and if you pay with a credit card, then they add like an extra 45 cents to your purchase to cover their fees. A lot of places do that. I thought it was illegal, but a ton of places do it. And they pass their fees on to the customer. So time that I pay with food stamps, he announces it out loud on the food stamp card. And if I was the type of person who maybe felt guilty about it, that would, or embarrassed, but I work my ass off, so I have nothing to be embarrassed about. That would be upsetting to me, and he needs to stop because he's going to embarrass people who can't handle that and don't deserve to be embarrassed. And then he went on to tell me how in New York City they're not allowed to buy junk food with food stamps because his cousin lives there and his cousin told him about it, which didn't sound right. But New York City, sometimes they do their own thing. They're kind of their own anomaly, it seems like, from the West Coast, having never been there and an outsider looking in. It just seems like sometimes, because of their size and population, that sometimes things go different for them. So I went home and Googled it, and sure enough, he's wrong. They have the same restrictions that we do. Can't buy hot, prepared food. But you can still buy energy drinks and potato chips. I actually stopped being friends with somebody that I was best friends with in high school because once we got to be adults, she married this guy that basically worked like 20 hours a day, 7 days a week, so that she wouldn't have to work and could stay home with her kids because they were one of those families. And I was going to school full-time for teaching. I was working part-time, and I was doing a practicum. And I was on food stamps. My husband was still not working. He's never really worked since we've been married. And then when we had kids, that was the arrangement. Like, I'm going to college, I'm the smart one, I'm the capable one, I'm the hard worker, I will go to work, and you stay home and babysit the kids, so we don't have to pay for a babysitter, and that a stranger isn't raising our kids. They get to be around their parents all day. So anyways, she basically was saying a lot of stuff that if you were on food stamps, then you should only be allowed to buy basically bulk dry foods. You shouldn't be able to buy, or maybe canned foods, maybe. But things like meat, you should not be allowed to buy, you know, the best cuts of meat. Then it just progresses, you know. And because there, at the time, it was a while ago, there was this viral thing that was going around about